help. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We are having today our presentation, nutrition facts. Perfect. Basic guide to understand digestion and some common digestive disorders. Before starting, I will leave this piece of papers here. If you have any question that is not answered, or you come up with an idea that is not necessarily related to the topic, you can write it here on one side, and you can write your email on the other side, and I will answer to you if we don't have time or if it's too complicated to answer right here. Okay? So, just to let you know. Our presentation is wait a second. Anna Olaji is my colleague, an active participant, and also me, Renato Chucano. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So let me start by introducing you to these two questions. What is digestion, and why do we do digestion? Any ideas? What is digestion? What do you think about digestion means? Feel free to answer, express what.
Well, I guess this is the process of breaking down the food that we already chew to particles that can be introduced to the cells and can be used by the individual cells as a nutrition and energy and stuff.
Nice.
As far as my
Mm-hmm.
memory for biology classes.
Why do we do digestion? Anyone? Why do we need to do it as a
Because we cannot
process?
absorb minerals and vitamins and other compounds and components inside the food, so we need to deanalyze it. This is part of the process that we deanalyze it to something basic, so we can transfer it to blood and then use it in the
Nice.
function.
So let's move into the next one. Let's see. So here we have a very simple description of the body components. Mainly water 66%, then proteins, lipids or fat, and the rest is other things that are like sugar, minerals like calcium. So if you think about it, most of our body is water. But during the day, the amount of water we are changing is minimal. Like we are drinking maybe 5-6 cups of water. Sometimes they don't even make more than a liter. So and something else, for example, our muscles or our bones are material that is still it's not changing too much. You know, like during the days or during the weeks. So usually the most of the materials of our body are the least changed or the least consumed, and the ones that we are having in this little group are the ones that we are eating the most, like protein, sugar, carbohydrates, you know, these kind of things. Like, for example, if you have a burger, you're having the bread, the meat, and some lettuce, some sauce. So if you think about it, the things that you are usually eating are not the ones that you are mainly made of. So let's move on. So first example, it's a typical office job, intellectual working in the office for 8 hours. Usually use your nervous system, right? You will use energy to keep functioning for 8 hours, and obviously you're going to get tired. So many of the materials that you're using just for thinking, just for organizing the tasks, are something that you will have to restock eventually in order to be able to work the next day in the following shifts that are coming in work. Next one. Another example is a person that is doing sports, whether it's an athlete or a normal person that is going to run every morning. What are you using when you do sports? You're using minerals like sodium, potassium. Glucogen is the fuel that you are going to use in your muscles to run as sugar. Protein and some fat too. So all of these components are used when you are doing physical activity. So let's go to talk about now about the nutrients. When we talk about nutrients, we have two main groups. We call the macronutrients and the micronutrients. Both of them are essential, but we will see now. Wait a moment. We will see now what is the definition and what are the characteristics of both of them. So, so macronutrients. What do you think about when you hear macronutrients? What comes to your mind? Why do you think that they're called macro?
The amount of nutrients you need the most.
Yeah, exactly. So here in the description it says grams to kilograms. So these are the nutrients that we're going to, in a daily basis, eat the most, like in big quantities. Like if you think about it, for example, if we talk about bread, if we talk about meat, chicken, for example, these are not things that you eat just a little piece. You usually eat a slice of it. You use to usually eat maybe 1 or 2 breads a day. Sometimes some people is eating more. So these are the nutrients that we're going to usually eat a lot, in big amounts. So carbohydrates. This is the first group that we're going to talk about. Someone can please tell me what is seen here? What are you seeing in this picture?
Beans and legumes, potatoes, grains, fruits, pasta.
So,
That's nice.
so the main groups, exactly,
Yeah.
the main groups are what is known as starch. So for this we have cereals. We have, what else? We have fruits, right? If you want to describe the groups that we have there. We have the beans too. And we have also tubers. You know tubers? Potato, sweet potato, and all the similars. So I just want to tell you something else before moving on. In nature, nothing is coming along. Like no food is only carbohydrates, only protein. You will find out that there are different proportions, and we are considering carbohydrates not because it is the main component of it is going to be a starch, but it's going to have a minimal amount of protein, a minimal amount of fat too, and an amount of fiber that is meaningful depending on the product we are talking about. So amongst this group that we're having here, the ones that are having usually the most protein, for example, are the beans, then followed by the cereal, and then the tubers and fruits are going to be mostly sugar or carbohydrates, depending on how it is handled. Next one. Protein. For the protein, we are having 2 sources of protein. Just a note, before I forgot to mention, for carbohydrates we usually have only vegetables, because if you think about it, not talking about protein, the main source of protein from animal is usually meat. Meat coming from animals like pig, beef, chicken, turkey. Any kind of animal is going to have a big amount of protein, but also we have protein from eggs, for example, from milk, from products that are coming from animals. And on the other side we have vegetable dairy products like, for example, beans. As I mentioned before, it's not having a dominant amount of protein, but it's depending on the bean, it's going to have a meaningful amount. Usually it's from 12% to 20%, but it's never going to be more than the half of what you can get from protein. You can have also some fermentations, some other products like tofu, for example, depending on the type of fermentation, on the type of processing. Some tofu is going to have more or less protein, around 10 to 20%. but it's going to also have a big amount of carbohydrates. And fat. Fat or lipids, you have many examples here. Butter, oil, coconut oil, avocado. These are products that are going to have a big amount of fat. And some animals are having a very special fatty meat too, like for example salmon. Salmon is a fish that is having there is something special about fish. There are two types of fish, the white meat one and the brown meat one. So usually the brown meat one is the one having a bigger amount of fat in its meat. And the white meat one usually is having a very lean, very
It's not that fatty.
no, not really, not really. So it's recommended for people that are having some digestive issues that cannot digest fat very well. We're going to talk more about it. So now the micronutrients. Who can tell me some examples of micronutrients?
Vitamins.
Vitamins,
Salts.
salt. Yes, that's also considered micronutrients.
Mineral.
Mhm.
Amino acids.
Mm.
Are they micronutrients actually?
It's protein.
We will check it out now. So first group is the vitamins. The vitamins are very important because they are not going to make part of our body. If, for example, if you get the vitamins removed from your body, you're not going to have an issue like your arm is going to fall from your body or your head is going to fall to the floor. It's not making part in the structure of the body, but it's making part in the functioning of it. So if you are lacking some vitamin, some process inside of you is going to get interrupted and you're going to get sick. So here we have the 13 vitamins. These vitamins are called like that because the body cannot produce them. You need to consume them in order to use them. Your body is not going to produce them inside itself. So vitamin A, the B complex is the biggest one. You can see that you have B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B8, B9, B12. It's a bunch of vitamins. Then vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. So I will tell you something more about these vitamins. The vitamins are divided into groups: the fat soluble and the non-fat soluble. It means that for the first group, the fat soluble, these vitamins are able to be in stock. It means that if you eat a good amount of them, your body can stock them and use them when it's needed. And the non-soluble, it means that your body cannot really stock them, which means that you will need to consume them constantly. So in this group, the ones that can be stocked, we have the vitamin A, the vitamin D, the vitamin E, and I'm not sure if the K, but these are the ones that usually can be stocked. And their function is basically, how can I tell you this? I will give you an example of this. The vitamin D, for example. Vitamin D is made in the body, actually, but what you need to receive is sun, through the sunlight. So if you're not really exposed with certain frequency to the sun, your body won't be able to produce the vitamin D. That's going to lead into some health problems.
Or absorb it.
Sorry?
Or absorb it. Because the absorption
You can absorb vitamin D if you eat through the diet, but the amounts that you are needing usually require that you eat it too.
Okay,
Yes,
I will add some like notes here, like of the autoimmune diseases. So like usually people who are having like autoimmune diseases, they have like a very low vitamin D level. So that was like with me also, like the first thing that we noticed, like I have very low like vitamin D level. So like when it comes to like okay, self-diagnosis, it's not like always a good thing, but like being conscious of your body, like it's a must. So I think knowing that if your D level is very low, that should be always like an alert for yourself. Like go for like a checkup just to make sure you have nothing in your body is going, like inflammation, autoimmune disease, like just to make sure.
Yeah, so to give you another example now with the vitamins that cannot be stored, the ones that you have to eat regularly, you have the B complex. So B1, B2, B3 until B12. Two of them are very important because once you're eating, for example, does anyone know the normal sugar level? How much is the amount of sugar we have in blood normally?
6.
So there is a unit, the normal amount is 80 milligrams per deciliter. So you don't need to know this, but what you need to know is that the body is trying to keep some normal level of sugar in the blood. So in case you need to run, in case you need to do some activity, your muscles can take this sugar and convert it into energy. The thing is that it doesn't matter if you have 80, 90, 20, 100, 120. If you don't have vitamin B 2 and 3 inside your cells, you cannot convert this sugar into energy because to degrade it into minimal parts that are used as fuel to get energy, you need these vitamins. So it's related, for example, for people that is having lack of energy. Of course, there are other factors to that can influence it, but it's very common in people, for example, that is also having diabetes and other metabolic syndromes, that they are also having this deficiency, vitamin 2 and 3. And it's part of the medication that they are getting, sometimes depending on where they are attending their disease. And the minerals are also called macro minerals. So usually these minerals are more frequently found in the diet: sodium, chloride, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, sulfur, calcium. All of these minerals, compared to the ones that we will see them later, are in bigger amounts in our diet. Usually we don't need to supplement them because in the products that we are eating are in a good amount, but some of them are lacking in our diet. For example, the one that is usually not too in the normal diet is lacking is the magnesium and potassium. Usually, for example, calcium is quite common. It's not only in the milk or animal products, but also in some vegetables like beans, for example. Usually they are having a good amount of calcium. Sulfur is in good amount in eggs, for example. Usually there is no deficiency of sulfur. Sodium, we are having there was a study saying that sodium is, you may have seen this stuff in the product saying that this is high in sodium, high in salt. Usually in the society we are having an excess of this one compared to the potassium and magnesium that we are usually having. Chlorine and phosphorus, these are also important. Chlorine for internal organ processes, and phosphorus for is related to energy. Not energy production, but energy use inside our organism. So usually the ones that we are facing problem with are these ones, potassium and magnesium. Yes. Next one, please.
Can I give like just one
Sure,
side
sure.
note also? Like when it comes to like eating. So like I learned this the hard way, but I didn't know this. Like I was always lacking magnesium, and the thing is that if you lack magnesium, most probably like when you're going to start taking magnesium, you you also have to focus on taking calcium because it would withdraw the calcium. So just be aware of this. Maybe it's not like a very common thing. I just actually learned from my mom because now she's going to like a health school, like learning like how everything is working, and she just told me like, did you know this? This is how you take it. I was like, no, I just thought like, I'm taking the vitamins, like okay, then it's going to work out like this. And then when I went for like a blood check, it turns out like, okay, my calcium level is very low. I'm like, okay, something is happening with me. And she told me like, oh, this is how you take it. You take it together. So.
Yeah, just a note before you move on. I will make a little example for you on how these salts are in our body. So you know that how many liters of blood do we have? Average. Of blood.
So that's 7.
Around 5 liters. 5 liters. For a normal adult, it's about 5 liters. But we just said that 66% of our body is water, right? So 5 liters is not even the half of our whole body water. So besides of the 5 liters of blood that we are having around, let's say, 50 or 60 liters of water that is inside our organs. In our brain, in our stomach, in our muscles, in many parts is water stored inside our cells. So, for example, let's put this one. Sodium will be number 1, potassium will be number 2, and magnesium will be number 3. So the interesting thing is that you have sodium you have sodium in other parts, but mainly in your blood. And where you're having the potassium is in all the other body parts except of the blood. You're going to have a little bit in the blood too, but what I'm talking about is the big amounts. So there's going to be a proportion in which you're really having inside your body much more potassium and magnesium. Magnesium is also inside your body cells. But the thing is that since our diet is having a dominance for sodium, usually this proportion is being affected. And for example, where do we have potassium and magnesium in big amounts? Is in the vegetables. And for magnesium in the vegetables that are dark green, because the magnesium is giving the green color to the plants. So usually there's where you have, a good example of that is the spinach or espinal, if you see it in the market. So usually when we are eating, we add salt, we think that we are eating salt, we want it to have more flavor, but what we are doing is actually damaging this balance, because we keep increasing the amount of sodium, and the amount of potassium and magnesium is being kept as it was or is decreasing. And something interesting is that when you're eating, what you're eating is basically going to your blood, but it's not directly going inside of your organs. So this is something else that you have to discuss with your doctor or with your nutritionist, and they should tell you too that if you're going to supplement potassium and magnesium, you cannot drink it as you drink, let's say, some salty water or some other stuff, because your body is going to reject it. What you have to do is add minimal amounts during the whole day, and not one single shot, let's say. Because the body is not absorbing everything in one single moment. It's absorbing things during the whole day, and is gradually restoring the things. So something that is happening with people that is, for example, overdosing magnesium, is that it's sending them to the toilet. Because the body is not absorbing a big amount. Because think about it, the blood has to go around the whole body and transport the magnesium everywhere. So if you're going to give an overdose, your body is going to reject it. So this is something important because nowadays we're seeing a lot of tutorials, a lot of information on internet that they are telling you have to supplement this, you have to add this into your diet, but they don't tell you how. They don't tell you how it is important to regulate and to separate it into parts. If you're going to have a supplement of magnesium, for example, you shouldn't take it all at once. It's better to divide it in the day in 2 or 3 times, or even 4 or 5. It's just an example.
Yeah, I will add like one more thing to magnesium. Like, okay, when you're restoring, I would say so, your stomach, like you have gut health issues, your stomach is inflamed, it's better to take magnesium, like not internally, but like externally. Like there is like magnesium sprays, because usually like magnesium absorbs very well, like through the skin. It absorbs way better than through stomach. So just think about it. If you have like an inflamed gut, most of the vitamins that you've taken in, it would not get absorbed. So the first thing is actually you have to do is like, okay, I'm feeling tired, I have like cramps, like, but still I'm drinking a lot of magnesium and nothing is happening. So I tried with the spray and actually it worked way better than like taking it internally. I'm not sure, maybe it's not for everyone. I'm just like sharing my own journey, my own health journey, but this one helped me actually a lot.
Where do you get the spray?
Okay, like usually when it comes to vitamins, I'm very strict. I'm taking Futura Natura, Futur Natura, and there's like a web page, and I always check what are the ingredients, and always doing like plenty of research how it absorbs like the best what I need to take. Now I have like family members who are like working in healthcare. Now I'm asking everyone, you know, like asking like, okay, do you think it's good? I'm asking my nutrition friend, do you think it's good? And they all give me mixed answers, but like somehow like I try to, you know, like see how my body also reacts, because this is also like, okay, not everything is based on science, but still based on how you're feeling and how it's helping you. Can I?
Sure, thank you. And the microminerals. We have manganese, copper, zinc, selenium, iron, cobalt, iodine, and molybdenum. You can check them online. I will give you just examples for two of them. Iodine, this is essential especially for women. Many women are having issues with their thyroid gland. It's here. Not only pregnant women, but women in general need this more because their metabolism is highly regulated. It's very sensitive. It's even more sensitive than the metabolism of man. And iodine is the main is in the core of a hormone that is called tyrosine. Tyrosine. This hormone is regulating the metabolism, and many people that are going through situations like depression, obesity, diabetes, are also having a relationship with depression and lack of this hormone too. This hormone is keeping up the metabolism, but it's also regulating the amount of energy. So it's not that because you're having obesity, you're going to have deficiency of it, but many times it's connected. And iron, essential too, again for women.
Can I highlight one more thing also?
Yes,
like when
yes.
it comes to like thyroid issues, like it's not just only for women, for males also. I think it's better to request sometimes if you like dealing with depression or like I don't know, obesity. Just saying as a fact.
It is the same as TSH code?
Yes.
This is TSH.
Yeah, exactly. That's the short name of it. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah. Because this hormone. What I'm saying is that the woman's body is much more sensitive, but also the man's body can also be affected by the same deficiency. It's not because what you know is that your body is using these things, but you don't know, for example, if you're using more or less. I can use maybe a big amount, and maybe you can use less, so you don't need that much. This is why it's important to ask based on these signs, and the health professionals can check this out. And iron is it's really relevant because of it's not really common now because of the supplements and because many people is aware of it now. But before it was an issue, the anemia. And it also had similar symptoms, lack of energy, pale skin color, losing hair, So these kind of signs were a reflection of the deficiency of iron. And women especially need it because they are going through their monthly period in which they have to consume this mineral additionally in their diet. Usually the diet now is really held by the industry, so many products are having a supplement of iron, so it's not a big deal now. But before it used to be a problem. In the past, I'm talking about maybe 40 years ago, when all this information was a little bit more restricted to the medical field and not considered as part of the regulations now by the law of the food industries. So let's look back to it and check some answers. Why do we do digestion? To obtain nutrients in order to get energy, to obtain components to repair, rebuild body image, to keep the body structure. After a good digestion, your blood gets stocked with good components back again, and to keep the beauty. You may have heard about this thing of collagen. Now it's really common, collagen supplements. And you will see now, try to remember it, that no matter how much collagen you can eat, for example, it won't be necessarily reflected on the health of your skin. Because there are other compounds that are taking part in it. So I will write here collagen, just as a note, because I will use it as an example. And later on I will explain to you why eating collagen is not necessarily making your own collagen become better or more abundant, let's say. Next please.
Yeah, there is like a specific type you have to actually take, but it's usually it's mostly like a scam. I would say like when it comes to like collagen, like they advertise and if you take this.
I will make a
Going to
question to
be
you
way
right now.
more
I will make a
beautiful.
question to you right now. Do we have vegetable collagen? Is it possible to get collagen from plants? Yes, yes or no? Don't worry. No?
I think not.
No? Exactly. Collagen is a protein that is existing only in animals. It's not coming from plants. You cannot get collagen from plants. It's impossible. And it's because plants don't need to move. For example, the tendons of your body are made of collagen. Plants don't move. They don't need this protein. And plants don't have a skin to keep in its place. They are made of other materials, so they don't need it. It's not part of their structure. So please. Okay, so let's go now to see how do we do digestion. So digestion is a reductive, degradative, enzymatic process, and here is a very simple schema of how the digestion is going. Mouth 1 minute, you just chew the food and then you swallow it. Then it's going to the esophagus, the stomach 2 to 4 hours, and then to the bowels, intestine 3 to 5 hours, colon maybe 10 hours, maybe less, maybe more. This is just an average estimate. Before we move on, so now the important thing are going to be the enzymatic process, the enzymes. Very short, the enzymes are like scissors that are going to cut everything that you are eating. If you're eating, for example, starch or sugar, let's say, carbohydrates, what the enzymes are going to do are just going to, these complex things that you're eating are going to put them into very little things that can be absorbed. Basically, that's what an enzyme is doing, to make it very brief. Next one, please. So, let's say that you ate, I don't know, a piece of chicken, and you were chewing it, and now you're going to swallow it. So, the little pieces that you swallow, let's imagine that it's hungry. Okay, imagine that it's for a moment that it's hungry. Next one. So they're going to be converted into smaller chunks. Imagine that, I don't know, after you are eating, they are dividing like this into parts. Next one, please. Next one. So if you saw the previous one, this is the county of pest. So you can see that the size of it is containing inside many little pieces too. These are like, if I'm right, these are, I don't know the name of it. How is this called? This one. How are they called?
Districts?
These ones are like
Districts.
not districts.
Well,
We
it's
get
not-
them like
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
It's fine. It's
Fun?
I'll try to put it back.
all like it.
Yeah.
This.
Oh, it broke.
No.
Okay, okay. Let's just keep it here. Okay. So, yeah, so next one, please. Next one, please. Let's move on. So, if you imagine the hot Hungary, that's like a protein, and it's going to be divided into millions of pieces. And just one of this one is the minimal part of a protein. Next one, please. So, one single protein, for example, is going to have millions of amino acids. The amino acid is the unit in which the proteins are going to get degraded in order to be absorbed, because the body cannot absorb proteins. But the body is absorbing is amino acids. And same for sugar. For example, you eat a bread, you eat, I don't know, potatoes. What your body is absorbing are not the big pieces of starch. What it's absorbing is the minimal unit of it, which is going to be the glucose or fructose, or but it's going to absorb the units. It's not going to absorb into the blood bigger amounts. So, next one, please. So why do we do digestion? To bring the supply for the production of blood. If you eat starch or flour, you're going to get into your blood sugar, glucose or fructose. That's it. For proteins, no matter what protein you're eating, what your body is going to absorb are the amino acids. And for fat, it's going to be degraded into acylglycerides, or sometimes it's TAG. It's called triacylglycerides because sometimes they're in groups of 3, but it doesn't matter. The thing is that they are acylglycerides. So this is the journey of the food: mouth, stomach, this going into the bowels and then going down. Next one. So the mouth.
Just a question. Where is the colon? Is the large intestine?
Yes.
Yeah, the large is this one.
This is the colon.
Yeah, it's a colon, exactly. So here you can see the mouth. Do you think that the protein is digested somehow in the mouth or not? In the mouth we're going to digest only 20 to 30% of the starch. So it means that if you eat a bread, only 20 to 30% of it is going to be partly digested. That's it. That's the only digestion we have in the mouth. The next one. Stomach.
Minerals will digestion. For example,
No, because...
or sugar, for example.
Sorry?
Or sugar.
No, because the sugar is considered a minimal particle. It's almost a unit, you know. I will give you an example on this later. Next one. The stomach. What do we digest in the stomach? What do you think that is getting digested in the stomach? The protein. Protein is mostly digested in the stomach. So if you eat a piece of chicken, for example, usually it's taking half an hour, 30, 40 minutes. If you eat beef is usually a heavy protein. It's taking 1 hour, 2 hours or more. It depends on how good your digestion it is. So the protein digestion, 90%, most of it. The pH, you have heard about pH, if you know it. The pH is going to be the acidity, the level of acid that you're having. It's going to be around 2. 1.3, 1.7, 2.5 is going to change. But usually the stomach is this acid in order to burn down the structure of the protein into little pieces. Next one, please. Go back, please, a second. What is the collagen? Is it starch? Is it fat? Is it protein?
It's fat, right? No?
Protein. Collagen is protein. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. In the human body, it's the most abundant protein. It's everywhere. Under your skin, it's connecting your muscles to your bones. It's everywhere.
One question. I'm this is just like a good, I think, because you are vegetarian, right?
Yes.
So, like, let's say someone who is vegetarian, when it comes to collagen, how they can somehow.
So as I was telling you before, I will connect with this, okay? I was telling you before that doesn't matter how much collagen you're eating, it's not going to be reflected in your own skin or body. Why? I just told you that when you're eating a piece of chicken, it's going to get degraded into amino acids, right? Into minimal parts. The same will happen with collagen. Doesn't matter how much you're eating, the components of collagen are going to be degraded into the minimal pieces, and your body is going to use it for what it needs. It's not going to convert it inside again into collagen. If you're eating collagen and it's having the pieces to make back collagen inside of it, it's going to make it. But if it's not eating it, it won't. So if you're having a good enough amount of protein ingestion, it means that you are eating on a regular basis protein. Your body will destroy that protein and convert it inside of you into collagen if it's needed.
And collagen we get it from animals, meats.
Yeah.
Or bones of the meat.
No, like if you want to eat collagen itself,
Yeah.
you can eat it, yes, from the tissues of the body. For example, some people like to eat pig skin, like fried.
Skin.
Yeah, but in the muscles it's also too, like in the tendons. It's part of the body of, if you're eating a piece of chicken, you're eating some collagen there.
Ah,
I was going to say something else.
It's also like very important when it comes to collagen, like restoring gut health. Collagen is like a key, I would say so. Like I had one recipe that I always made. It was like a bone soup. I don't eat any pork because I do believe it's very inflammatory. But I usually make it with like chicken or beef, and the amount of collagen it has, it can like restore the inside of your body. So I think like just taking it like as collagen for like beauty, I don't believe in this. But collagen as from like food, like let's say from the skin, as you mentioned, like it's like the fat also. So yeah.
So something interesting, and I forgot to mention, is that collagen is the best friend of vitamin C. If you, let's say, eat a lot of protein, but you don't eat vitamin C, or you don't have vitamin C, the collagen will be produced, like, let's say that the collagen is having this shape inside of you, okay? It's having this shape. What will happen is that you will have a lot of, you will have it like this, and you will need this piece of chunk here to be complete. The collagen production won't be completed. It's like a house without a roof, something like that. You won't be able to use it. So collagen is going to be produced inside of you, but you will need vitamin C and 2 other minerals that I don't remember right now. But usually those are okay. The vitamin C is the one important. And actually, if you don't eat vitamin C, you will start having some issues like some of your injuries could get opened. You will have, I don't know the name of it, but you will have afta. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, I think it's Hungarian. It's the same like after. It's
Yes,
like
yes.
blisters.
Scars,
Yeah.
blisters, scars. You will see it manifested on your skin. It's really uncommon because these kind of things are like, hey doctor, I have some issue. Let's see. Tell me what else do you have. Just get some vitamin C. Like usually, it's not something that will take you to emergency because they recognize it easily. But just for you to remember, collagen is the best friend of vitamin C. They need each other. So let's move now into the intestine because we need to keep going. The protein digestion is made almost 90% here, and we are moving now into the intestine. The intestine is starting here in 73 parts. The yellow one, the duodenum, the blue one, the jejunum, and the third one is the ileum. So I told you that the pH of this part was how much?
4, 2.
2. So once the digested food is pushed into this next section, the pH is going to turn into 5 to 7. The body is going to make it neutral in order to, in this part, absorb it. You cannot absorb it if the pH is too low, because the pH is going to burn you inside. It's going to burn your bowels. So here is, in this yellow part, is going to end the digestion. 70 to 80% of the left starch. So the bread that you ate before and it was only digested, 20% is going to finish the digestion here. Fat digestion, 90%. The fat itself is not really destroyed. It's separated into little pieces that can be absorbed here. And the digestion is ending. So the digestion is ending around here. So it means that in this part is going to happen something called, come on guys, help me. Absorption. You're going to start absorbing what you digested in this whole part. This part is only like 25, 30 centimeters, and this part is like 6 meters and a half. So you have a big amount of space to absorb everything that you digested. That's all.
If you have a burn from acidity.
Sorry?
If you have a burn from acidity, so you feel acidity in your stomach, it's because this, or because in the stomach is.
The burn you feel it here. The burn you will feel it here.
You feel it in the stomach.
Yeah, in the stomach. It's not felt here.
And sometimes it's extra acidity or less acidity can cause this burn, right?
The thing is that your stomach.
If you feel it, then this next level it will be affected also, right?
It depends on how much you feel it, you know. Because if you're feeling it for weeks, or if the burning is really very bad, you should talk to the doctor, because sometimes the stomach is internally protected with a barrier that is not letting that your own acid is burning your own stomach. Sometimes there are injuries inside, and what you're feeling is not, it is the burning, but in that injury that you're having in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Because your stomach is like a bag that is protected inside with a layer that is not letting the acid of itself to burn the surface. But yeah, there is, like, when you have acidity or acid feeling, or feeling that you're burning here or even here, is because the acid is coming back into
A reflex?
Yeah, like a reflex.
I will talk about this later.
Large intestine, no digestion and bacterial activity. So here there is something interesting. This is kind of a short tract compared to the other one, but here you will have something very special. You're not going to do digestion, but your friends, the bacteria, are going to live here. All of this stuff is full of bacteria. It's going to be full of bacteria digesting what you didn't digest. So you have, depending on your kind of diet, you will have bacteria of some types. And some of the bacteria are really friendly to you. What they are doing is degrading some of the fiber, for example, that you are not eating because you cannot digest fiber. And they digest it, and what they give back to you are some compounds that in many cases are important for your own health.
Vitamins absorption is here or before, or not. For example, vitamin D.
I couldn't tell you, honestly. I don't know this one. But you absorb salts, for example. You absorb some minerals too. I couldn't tell you if you absorb amino acids or vitamins, but it's possible. I don't even know. But the important thing is that you have to take care with the bacteria. That's the thing. Because whenever you, for example, eat something that you know is not good for you, and you have to run to the toilet, it's because of the bacteria, it's not because of the food.
What do you mean it is because of bacteria? It's less amount or more amount or
I will
something?
explain to you after this. Next one. So I will briefly tell you what is lactose intolerance. But it's valid for many other things too. You remember this is, let's see, lactose. Lactose is milk, okay. So milk has 3 things inside of it. Who can help me? Milk has
Protein, fat.
milk has protein, milk has fat, and milk has Lactose is the main sugar. So you see, milk is a very complete food. For people that is not affecting them, it's very good to drink milk. It has protein, it has fat. The problem here comes when you're going to drink that milk. In the stomach, it's going well, but when it comes to the small intestine, what you're not going to have is an enzyme called the lactase. The lactase is going to degrade lactose into these two things, glucose and galactose. So the glucose is the unit. You remember what I told you, that you only absorb units? You cannot absorb lactose into your blood. So babies, for example, when they are, basically their food is milk. What they have a lot is this enzyme, lactase. This enzyme is breaking down the sugar that they are getting from their mom's milk into these two things, glucose and galactose, and they can now absorb it into the blood and use it as energy. The problem comes here that when you're an adult, sometimes you don't have this enzyme. Many people isn't having it, and if you cannot break it down into these things to absorb it, who will do it?
You cannot.
Yeah, but who is living inside of you that if you are not eating something, is eating it for himself? The bacteria. So you are not going to digest the lactose. The bacteria is going to digest it and is going to use it as energy for itself.
Because the lactic enzyme is less, or because
You don't have some people doesn't have it. Some people has very little, some people doesn't have it, and the bacteria is eating it. And when the bacteria is eating this stuff, what is it making? It's producing something called acid, lactic acid. So when you, let's say, drink a little sip of milk and you're lactose intolerant, maybe it won't make you too much. Maybe you won't even go to the toilet. But if you drink a cup of it or more, the amount of lactic acid is going to make the pH go down. How much was the pH in the intestine?
2, and it's 5 to 7.
5 to 7. 5 to 7. So if you drink a cup of milk and you know that you're lactose intolerant, the bacteria are going to eat that, are going to use that lactose for themselves, and what they're going to give you back as a gift is lactic acid, and they're going to give you a good amount. So the pH was 5 to 7, is going to go to 4 to 3 to 2, and you're going to start to feel something like, I'm not feeling well, because your body feels that the digestion didn't go well. The digestion says that the guidelines, the body is going to think about it. Hey, what's going on? The guidelines says that in the intestine it should be 5 to 7, and it's in 3 or 2. What do?
We'll push it to
Get rid of it. Throw it. We don't need that stuff. So you're going to run to the toilet. That's what's going to happen.
But you can, over time, develop the amount of lactase, right? If you drink milk regularly, for example.
This is the problem of lactose intolerant people. They don't have that enzyme. They cannot produce it somehow.
or they stop producing first.
Sorry?
You can stop produce. You can have it in the beginning and then it's
Yeah, when you're a baby, you have it. When you're a baby, you have it. All babies have it, but some adults don't have it. Because when you're a baby, what are you drinking every day, every hour? Only milk, nothing else. Babies don't drink anything else besides all this.
Yeah, I think it's very common, at least what I know, like when it comes to like babies here in Hungary, like plenty of the babies nowadays, they have lactose intolerance. So, and later they develop the, like, I don't know, so later they will not have it, so later they will not like deal with this. So like when they are like, let's say baby until like 6 or 7 years old, later they can start drinking it again.
Yeah. So this is an example with lactose intolerance, but the problem with intolerances is similar. Sometimes it's intolerance to some vegetables, sometimes it's intolerance to other food. In this case, it's to this, it's not even to protein, it's to the sugar, to the lactose. But it can happen to other things too. It's common, it's quite common now.
So for example, gluten?
It's similar.
I wouldn't-
But I'm not going to explain that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have any question, is the time to do it? No. Perfect. Because now my colleague is going to take charge of the presentation. Let's welcome Anna.
Okay. Can we see
Yeah, sure.
listen? I will try to look here also. You know what? Maybe I can somehow solve it like this. On your phone.
That is fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So when we started, I tried to ask you guys if you guys have any problems or is there anything that nowadays you're dealing with? So you mentioned gluten intolerance, lactose intolerance, and you mentioned also reflux. I'm not sure if you dealing with it.
Not much reflex, no. But coffee also.
Coffee.
Low absorption of vitamin.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about the B12 especially.
B12.
And D.
And D. Okay. So, okay. Did you Folicic acid? Have you ever heard about it?
Yes.
Okay, so now you're taking folicic acid.
I take it with the complex of the B complex, but I don't have low folic acid. So seems to be okay.
Okay, that's good news. Anyone else having any kind of digestive issues nowadays, or yes?
I have also gluten and lactose reaction. I wouldn't say it's a full intolerance, but it takes its toll on me a lot if I'm not careful. But most the more severe problem is that I'm suffering from a bulimic disorder. So my digestion is almost entirely depending on my emotional state. And that kind of cuts off the connection with my body in a lot of levels. So I'm struggling finding the right way towards food at the moment.
Okay, I think actually I'm not a professional, Thank you for sharing, both of you guys. I'm not a professional, but based on my journey, I did plenty of research now. I started dealing with a lot of problems since childhood, and it's highlighted when actually I moved here. I most probably because of stress. I was 18, I just started living alone, and everything went wrong, I started living alone, no mom is taking care of me and nothing, so yeah, I had to deal with my food and everything, and I started having plenty of issues with my stomach, so I also started because of stress and losing a lot of weight. I had also emotional problems of way of eating. So I was a little bit on the fatty side, I would say so, then dropped to 47 kilograms. So, which was wow, what happened with you? So, they saying it might be the root also developing this one, let's say intolerances, because you don't have I don't know, when it comes to accepting food, it's very hard, because also in your mind you're not accepting the food. This is the way I'm thinking, you're not accepting the food, and it's causing also internal problems. That's what I also when it comes to emotions I experience. But of course there is scientific explanation of these problems, let's say IBS. Most probably everyone heard about IBS, or irritable bowel syndrome. It's irritable syndrome in Hungarian. So it's usually I would not say so. It's oh, you go to the doctor, they will say, oh, you have IBS. Okay, what is IBS? Because this is just most likely just a collective word of okay, I have these symptoms, And when you go to the doctor, they would just tell you, you have IBS, it's going to be alright, you just have this syndrome, and that's all. And you don't even know what is the root cause of IBS. So they just told me, like, when I went to doctor, oh, you have IBS. It's okay. Just follow, like, the first thing the woman told me, drink tea, chamomile tea, and just eat, biscuits. I was like, biscuits for 2 weeks? And she told me, like, yeah, drink tea and eat biscuits. Like, okay, like, is this going to help me for like 2 weeks? I do have to do this. Of course, I experienced, like after 1 week, I was like, am I crazy to follow this advice, like, I didn't felt good. So sometimes what I recommend is like good to know what you're dealing with and just like think about what you're feeling inside, even though like they're recommending something, if they're not specialized in something, especially if she was not a gastroenterologist, she was just like a general GP, and she told me this, like, okay, let's just solve this. Most probably you just have IBS and that's all. So acidic reflux, has anyone experienced like reflux or like acid problems nowadays, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel it, or just like, do you feel it, the burning, or not?
Yeah, I think I used to have like a stomach ulcer. When the acid is attacking the walls of your stomach because of whatever issue, and I just realized as something, just a little bit of a story. I realized I used to have it a lot more often before I moved here, and after I moved here, it kind of disappeared because I was away.
So nice.
Because I was away from my family, I think. So the stress was my home. Here, less stress.
Yeah. Usually they say like most of the times when it comes to like acidic reflux, it's stress is developing acidic reflux. And nowadays I also started to having like esophagus problems, like now my body is rejecting food, like I cannot swallow, I have swallowing problems. Like, okay, what should I do? Now, like, what happened, just like now sharing my story, so maybe I can help.
I had in the past, after coffee drinking and after cakes, and nowadays I don't drink coffee, and I don't have, and I realized when I have, and now I'm okay. I don't use sugar, and I don't eat cake.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I was just going to recommend. Like what I'm doing now, I'm following like a diet, like a certain diet, like no coffee. Actually, I'm also like having problems with caffeine. My body just goes crazy. Even like when it comes to like energy drinks, I cannot drink energy drinks at all. So no, nothing, and also I don't like it. So it's better like this. But usually what is like the most common things you have to avoid is chocolate, fatty foods, oily foods, I would say so. A lot of processed foods, so like chips, don't even think about it, to be honest. Like nowadays I'm trying to limit myself, okay, like get back to your old self and eat more clean. But also depends on the amount, I would say. Alcohol, it's a huge cut. I would not drink if I experience acidic reflux. And also like when it comes to like later it can develop if you're not treating well, or if you're having the symptoms, later it can develop to actually like cancer, so esophagus cancer. Which one like really scared me, because I'm like, okay, my god, I cannot even swallow, like what's going to happen with me, I might have cancer, So I went crazy over this fact. I was like, okay, I'm very health anxious nowadays. And also, just like a quick side note, I'm not sure like how are you guys dealing with like health problems, but now what I'm trying to do is like lower, not thinking too much, maybe on the prevention to that the I'm trying to prevent to happen. Like let's say when it comes to like acidic reflux, I'm avoiding this stuff, so I'm trying to prevent so this would not happen, and this one would not cause the cycle of stress, which was already like would start again the same cycle. So yeah, food intolerances. Yeah, we talked about gluten and lactose. Okay, when it comes to like celiac disease and gluten, like gluten intolerance and celiac disease is like okay on the same level. It's okay, both cannot eat gluten, right? But when it comes to like celiac disease, the autoimmune itself is attacking itself, you know. So there is like a certain type of protein, right? Just correct me if I'm wrong. There's like a certain type of protein in the wheat that cause this reaction. When it comes to like gluten intolerance, you don't even know actually what caused it, you know? Like there is no like specific cause of gluten intolerance, I would say so. And what the funny part is when it comes to this, like let's say with gluten intolerance, okay, you can go to a restaurant, you can eat like let's say, okay, I'm serving gluten free, it's gluten free. You can eat it like way better, even though they don't have like separate kitchens when it comes to like gluten intolerance. But with like someone has celiac disease, never go to that places. Like it's not a separate kitchen. It would just destroy you. Like let's say celiac disease, like can cause infertility in women. Like there is like plenty of issues that's coming with celiac disease, like skin issues, like rashes, hives. Mostly I had like hives and I couldn't eat anything. Everything went actually like through. Now it's pretty bad to say this, but I just couldn't tolerate anything. So if I can say one thing, like use like separate utensils if you like living in a share, like in a household that is shared with other people that are eating gluten, because it can cause like the small amount you don't see but it's still there. Use like different sponge that I would recommend, because I used to live with other people. Now I moved alone and I actually like feel the difference, you know. Like I bought new pots, I bought new utensils. Now I'm trying to eliminate and I'm like, even if someone asks me like, can you do something, or like for me, I love to bake. I told them no, sorry. Like I would love to bake. I can bake for you like a gluten-free cake, but just only a gluten-free cake, because nothing in my kitchen anymore, so no flour. But flour itself, it's not like a bad thing with itself, you know. If you like not allergic or you don't have like any intolerances. And allergy is also like another thing. I will talk about that a little bit later. Like common, like as like I mentioned, common digestive issues can be bloating, diarrhea, and constipation. So this can goes to this one, you know, like IBS. So like kind of like, oh, if you have this, oh, you have IBS. But what I'm always thinking, like, I'm not saying I don't believe in the system now that we have in Hungary of the doctors, but usually, like, we do have to investigate kind of alone everything, like just learning what is good for you, what is bad for you. And I was dealing with histamine intolerance. I'm not sure if anyone ever heard about this. No, okay, because you like having, I'm not sure, but like if you have like lactose, gluten, and you having also like gluten and sometimes lactose, usually those people, like their histamine, like there is in the body, and a DAO enzyme, it's called DAO enzyme. There is this DAO enzyme, and here in the guts, we're lacking this DAO enzyme. This DAO enzyme body makes with food. When you try to digest the food, it would help to digest the food. but you don't have this digestion. So what's going to happen? You have the food, you ate the food is going to like travel a little bit. What's going to happen? It would not digest, it would just start to rot. rot, which would cause us like histamine. It's kind of like a reaction. So histamine reaction can be like allergic reaction. I would translate histamine causes allergic reactions. So I went to also like a blood test. I was just very curious how is my histamine level and the DAO enzyme. And I checked it was so low, the DAO enzyme, like nothing under the, it was like wow. She was like, the doctor was even surprised, like how can you survive, when you can eat, like how are you still here? And I was like, I don't know. So histamine intolerance itself like coming with a lot of things like constipation, bloating, diarrhea, you lose a lot of weight, you cannot do sports even because you have like let's say hives, because when you do sports the histamine level goes up. So it can does the same reaction when it comes to like eating the food and you don't have the DAO enzyme, and it would cause the increase of histamine level. So I'm not sure if you guys have, I'm just saying like just as a recommendation, please check this level. And I don't know, it doesn't cost that much, and maybe like even with a Thai card, I'm not sure how it works. Maybe you guys can get and check it out, like how is the level of the DAO enzyme. I know like Sin Labor, they do this test because I went there to Sin Labor to check this. And what I did, I had like an elimination diet. So each food has like, there is like a Swedish group that they were researching on the histamine intolerance, and they were dividing the food itself, like how much histamine level it has already in the food. So there was like 0, 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, 3 is going to be like alcohol because it's very fermented. Already the process started in the fermentation. So like what I was saying, it's kind of like rotting in your gut. Or if you drink like let's say alcohol, it's already started the process.
One of them, I remember. The coffee and the tomato has high level histamine.
Yes.
I was
right.
I was so surprised with tomato because that's so
Yes.
common and looks healthy.
Yeah,
Still,
so
related to histamine, that was a problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So if anyone is actually interested in the list, I'm gladly have to send everyone the list. Also like recipes, I have tons of recipes because I followed this diet for like 2 years. And now I'm here standing, not 47 kilograms, and now again I can do sports, which I genuinely love. Like I was doing Zumba classes, I was having my own classes, and I had to stop, like I was like, no, my only passion, like dancing and everything, I had to cut it out. But now I'm back. The interesting, I would say also like starchy food, like the process is also starting to get like very, very fast when it comes to like fermentation, I would say so. Like the dough is going to start rotting very quickly. So what I would recommend, I would try to prepare food very fresh. Minimize the eating outside things and eat less more processed food, because that's when I realized, okay, like canned food, it's aged. I mean, not saying like every aged food is bad, because like you guys most probably know kimchi, right? Like fermented Napa cabbage. So it has also like good amount of bacteria, it can support. But when it comes to like this, I'm just saying like, if you guys interested in the list of like the elimination diet, I can share more information. But I could talk about this for like forever, to be honest, because I followed the diet for like 2 years. And I was also like thinking, how can I replace stuff, because I also had like, turned out I have celiac disease. So I had to eliminate more stuff from my diet than the normal people. So I was like, with a list of 2 ingredients for like 1 month. I was like, okay, I love to cook, I love to bake, I love food. What should I do? So I came up with plenty of recipes. So if anyone is interested or want to like get to know more about food, I'm actually like really glad to help. So for free, no worries, guys. And yeah, I put a chart here about like the wheat allergy, and also like it's also like the protein, but the autoimmune response. So what's happened with celiac? You see here the symptoms and the treatment also, but like with celiac disease, your autoimmune system would start attack itself. So everything inside of your body, it would start attack. Let's say with gluten sensitivity and wheat allergy, it would not do the same. But with celiac, if you not be aware of like what's happening, like me for like 20 years or something, I didn't even know what's happening with me, and I already like my immune system already started to destroy plenty of things inside of my body. So I'm not sure if anyone has any comments now or.
How to know that you have a celiac disease? If you do colonoscopy or no?
Yeah, I did endoscopy.
Okay, or endoscopy.
And there is like a way to diagnose, let's say, with blood test. Well, my blood test was not positive, and I have celiac disease. So like there is a way to test it if you like. I would say allergic, like that would be the first step. Okay, the doctor would say, oh, there is like this speed test even in the pharmacies. You can go and buy the speed test with your blood, poof, and you do it, and maybe it can be like positive, but most of the cases I would think it would be like negative, or it's not going to be that. I don't know, 100% sure. Like if you see negative, that doesn't mean you don't have celiac disease. I think what I experienced, like, because I went to plenty of the doctors, and the first thing was like, okay, nothing is going to happen. Even though I'm trying to follow, like every elimination diet, I'm not getting like better. Okay, even though I'm not showing any, like with the blood test, any positive signs, that I have actually the intolerance or something. So I was thinking, you know what, I just have to actually get the endoscopy. So I did get the endoscopy, and this is how actually I found out like how bad it stayed in my, yes. So also, if I can recommend, this is just my own experience, get it with anesthesia. Because I didn't get it with anesthesia, and I have like most probably with my like swallowing problems, it's also connected to that one, because I have generally a really bad trauma. Like with this, I didn't even like expect like it's going to be that bad, but I just don't recommend it to people. It's very traumatic.
With anesthesia, I had it from up and down, so both. So I was like, last off. And then they woke me up after 2 hours, and I didn't feel anything, which is much better, to be honest.
Yeah, and you're also very
imagine
relaxed.
a dentist works in your tongue, and you might have reflux. So when they put something inside you, it's
and like I couldn't swallow, and he was like, he did push it. He was very aggressive in a way, and I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen?
Yes,
it's not the.
And you might get hurt also from inside when they try to push it.
Yes.
Inside the damage.
Yeah. Okay, so getting diagnosed in Hungary, like we know Hungarians the situation now. Like I'm not trying to be like I hate the government or something. I'm not trying to bring politics here, but Yeah, we know the current situation that it's not the best to, let's say, to go to GPs and get diagnosed, and it's a very slow process. So if you choose to, like, if you have a thyroid heart and you have the access for it, well, you can start maybe the process. I would say so. The blood test, the vitamins. You can do like the blood test with them, because that would be, she can or he can prescribe it,
Yeah.
and you can go and test those for those. But I would not recommend it that much, because that would be like a very slow process. And
Medicover also is not fast.
huh?
Medicover also is not fast.
Yeah, but better than like a normal hospital. No, you don't think so?
I don't think so, because also Medicover is not free. The test is not free, but consulting a doctor is free. And to find the doctor last week, this also take a while. And the
That's
appointments, to get an
true.
appointment, it's take a while. And after all of that, they would ask you maybe you prefer to go to use Thai card, because it will be cheaper in the end if you need to do some kind of any surgery or anesthesia or anything like this, because they just give you a discount, but in the end it's very expensive. I would say it, like colonoscopy, it costs around, I did it 2 years ago, probably around 400 euro, but it will take extra 2 months. Okay, which is bad, but extra 2 months, and you can do it in Semmelweis for free, because you have to.
But it depends of the doctor. You can find a good doctor in the public healthcare too, and you can find
Of course,
not a good
yes, that's
doctor
true.
by the private.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Correct.
I'm not against of the
Correct.
doctors. I have had, like, I mean, most of my family members are working in like public healthcare, and I just
Yeah.
know the situation actually.
Yeah, but how do you know
Yes.
which doctor is good as a foreigner?
It is good to have a connection to
Yes,
somebody.
Mhm.
Can you give me a good? I make
Yeah, that
Yes,
like
yes,
a
yes, yes.
recommendation.
Recommendation.
a recommendation from another. It's better.
Yes.
Well, guys, don't take the recommendations from me. But also, like, thank God you guys living in Budapest, but in countryside it's way harder.
Fine.
Because I'm like coming from countryside, like from the Ukrainian borders, and there, because it's not that developed, it's already kind of falling apart. It's very hard to find the doctors, but here, if you go to like a GP, that's what I'm saying. Like you can get a blood test or Semmelweis. Actually, Semmelweis is very great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, I just
They just overbooked the hell.
yeah, but actually I'm not sure. Like if you working for a company here in Hungary, ask them if they have any kind of like insurance that can cover Medicover. So when it comes to like the blood test, it's pretty actually fast. Like you can go and get tested. Well, as a student, I think you get like the Thai card, right? So
Similar.
yeah. Okay, like test available. Like now I'm just like trying to come up with. I'm not sure if anyone like here did some of it. We talked
All.
about it. All? Okay. This one. Why you did this one?
Breath test. Because I have Kuchin, so it's I have deviation. So I had to do it just to see if I have any how to say it, any
You
Any
mean
issues?
yeah. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
It's I got that one test.
yeah.
But this test, there is like a bacteria. This one, yes. And it's usually like if people who having like under the ribs,
Yes.
like let's say stomach pain under the ribs, go
Mm.
and get tested for this one. Because most of the cases, that's what I heard. I had the same one, and this bacteria can cause actually most of the cases cancer, stomach cancer. So actually, do it like, I don't know, in 5 years once, get test for this one, and it's a breathing test. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes. It's not painful, nothing is going to happen, but it's better to go and test yourself out.
Where
for
do you
this
feel
one.
pain exactly?
Here under the ribs, here.
Under the ribs,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But you know, it can be like anything else, but most of the cases, that's what my doctor told me, my GP back at home. Like, I do believe in him, even though he's not the best, but he told me that most of the times, the cancer patients that went back to him, they run the test for them, and it was so high, and it was like overtaking the whole stomach, so.
And on the both sides, have you this pain or only here?
Usually, like if you touch yourself, like the rib cage is surrounding you, right?
Mhm.
So you have to check this area that is under the rib cage
Mhm.
here, because this bacteria, what it's doing is living there. It's not just infecting the place; it's living there, and what it's doing is digging holes into your stomach.
Mhm.
That's what it's doing. It's destroying the surface of it.
How do you feel the pain? You just touch and you feel pain.
You have to check out. How do you say?
Or
The
will
thing is
you?
that the stomach is located here, like in this region.
Yes.
And you have to locate it here under this area because you have to feel your ribs and it has to be under them.
Okay, and how do you feel the pain?
You just feel
When you
it.
run,
just
when you
feel
run,
the
for
feeling
example.
here.
No, no, no,
Ah,
no.
ah,
It's,
ah.
it's not related to activity.
It's
It's
not
just
related to
daily, normal
Just
daily.
happens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the
so-
bacteria is not destroying it specifically in some time. When you're let's say having a big like a hole big enough, you are going to feel it because you are going to feel the destruction of it because it's a sensitive reaction.
Ah, okay.
And you are doing that test. Basically, what you are doing is blowing into a little I don't know if it's called pit, but that stuff is detecting the presence of the bacteria.
In the breath. Ah.
Yeah, because when you are breathing, what you're pushing is the air that is coming from your stomach too, because the stomach is not always empty, it's producing some gases too. So this bacteria is producing some of these gases, and in the test, there is a marker that is being recognized because of the bacteria itself. So it's very effective.
That's good. Thank you. Okay, I just trying to turn the page to a little bit to Hungarian, because I'm Hungarian, you know, guys, and our diet, I would say, it's not the most healthiest diet, right?
I don't eat the traditional foods.
Oh my god, I love traditional food. I genuinely love traditional food. I'm not sure if you guys know, like paprika. Why? Okay, like paprika, why is it good? What is the vitamin that it has? And actually, it was like, how is it called? Research, like this, they get to know because of paprika. Because one of the scientists were here in Hungary, and he was like, okay, what's inside of this very good-looking paprika? So actually, C vitamin. That's why we have actually now the supplement of C vitamin, because of him actually, and it was in paprika. And most of our dishes actually was with the Ottoman times that like they came. They introduced us the good paprika, and now all I have at home is paprika. No, I'm just kidding.
You keep one item from the Hungarian kitchen.
Of course, come on, I'm Hungarian. Okay, like you know, these are not the most, I would say, healthiest thing. But what I would say, like stuffed cabbage, if you make it like now, I'm making it with turkey meat usually or beef meat. And you can also like make it without tomato sauce. It just has rice, the meat in it, and also you can even make it with. I don't need corn too much, but you can make it with what is it called? The
Garlic?
no. Kukurica dara.
Oh yes, yes.
So like corn, but like the small, very small. It looks like this. It's just like a bigger parts of corn.
It's not Polenta, not polenta.
Similar to polenta, I would say so. And you can mix it with rice, and you can make it. I was just saying, just as a vegetarian option because that's actually good. And actually, that's just cabbage, meat.
Like greased or something.
Yeah, kind of like a grease type of it. Yeah. Well, a favorite one is langos. But yeah, it's like deep fried, So usually here, the traditional diet, we have one of the most high-end percentage of obese people here in Hungary,
Really?
like in whole Europe, yeah.
Oh.
And so it's like we having a lot of obese people, especially like on countryside. On countryside, I grew up on countryside, so like I know how people eat. Usually, you don't have money. What is the most essential things? Yeah, like
bread. and something.
bread.
Bread, yeah.
And nowadays, kids cola, bread, meat, fatty meat,
And beer also.
Yeah, and we eat a lot of pork. And yeah, my family is always like, you just a picky eater. You don't eat pork. Or you became Muslim. And nowadays, I'm like I became Muslim, But yeah,
Do you make your own langos?
I like langos. I do eat, but I would say so. Like what I'm trying to keep with my diet is like this method. I try to keep with this method. So usually 80% healthy, 20% is the
Others.
things that sometimes it's like langos. And actually, because of celiac, I have to make my own langos. But usually I don't like nowadays like fried foods, oily stuff because of the acidic reflux.
Yes.
But you can make langos not with white flour, teljes kiegésű, the other
Whole
flour.
grain. Whole grain.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
just
yes.
going to
And-
talk about like
and-
the type of actually maybe can be interesting for people who actually doesn't have gluten intolerance but still wants to eat like a little bit healthier. I'm going to show something. Okay, with this one I think I just try to show like our diet is just not the best, but I think you guys know already. And we have a flour obsession, I would say so. I'm pretty sure you guys, let me show it. You've seen this beautiful package, right? What the heck is that called? No one knows, right? When you enter the shops, there is like plenty of type of flours. Like, I'm just standing there. Okay, I was standing there, not anymore. But like, okay, what all about the codes? I was always asking my mom, like, why are you buying this and not the other one? And I will explain it. So in this picture we have BL55. So in Hungary, it's like flours labeled by the ash content, like how refined is it, how like
Small
the
particles.
clean and like I would say so, like whole grain. How much is like the whole grain in it? So the lower the number, the more refined. So like less fiber, and the flour is more softer. The higher number, the more whole grain, so richer in fiber. And now most probably you guys will actually focus on these codes. But it's actually like these codes are everywhere, and it will show you like healthier options also. Like if you decide to eat, like let's say, or buy flour, and if you want to eat more fiber, then maybe you will choose. Then like let's say, I will explain which one. Like this one is like the most common one. I think most people buy this BL 55 because it's very good for everything. Actually, it's very easy to bake with it. You don't have to like worry about it's not going to turn out that good, that soft, and it would not rise if you make like any type of like dishes with. like the bread flour. So this one is used for pizza and white bread. Yeah, they like it more because it's gives more structure, so it's not going to be that like soft or smooth. Yes, thank you. Okay, I just put a picture here. So what I would recommend is like the whole wheat flour. If I would have this option, my mom now, they don't eat like actually gluten-free things, but now they eat more whole wheat flour and it's way higher in fiber and better for gut health and yeah.
My mother used and me too whole wheat flour, and now she has the normal weight. The normal.
Yeah, people they
yes,
do this.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah, now actually, all I can say about these, I'm not dealing with them anymore. But if I would choose, I think I would choose the whole wheat flour.
Okay, just a question. This whole wheat flour means it's
It's
the wheat itself
yes,
is fully grounded. It's
yes,
not extract the shell.
yes, 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 yes,
It's
yes,
different.
yes, yes. Thank you.
And Graham is not okay.
Graham, I would say it's like okay. Maybe it's a little bit harder to deal with it, but I think it's also like these all you can see here. It's just a healthier option compared to the other options. If you really love eating cakes or like bread or pasta or anything. Okay. So yeah, also like now I try to put this one here. So the type that I just showed to you guys, it's low in fiber and usually spike the blood sugar. And whole grain flours like promotes the good gut bacteria, so that's why I would like go with this choice. And I'm pretty sure, like we mentioned, even the things that whatever you eat is like really impacts your energy level and everything.
If you have gluten, you cannot eat.
Yes, because it's wheat.
It's cancer. Yes. Need to be corn or buckwheat or something.
Okay, now I can talk about this one. That's a good question. So I actually prepared some nice table for the foreigners, so you guys can take a picture and just check the labels. That one I think it doesn't have maybe in Hungarian, I'm not sure.
No.
I think this
Just
one is a
okay.
pretty famous brand actually. Not saying this one is the healthiest, but
Yeah.
if you crave something in that 20%, this one is good.
Okay.
And okay, very funny thing. What are the things that actually surprised me with like intolerances? Like I was going to the shop, I was like, okay, I will buy soy sauce because I love Asian food. I was into like Asian food a lot. Like I was like, okay, I want to eat like soya sauce, these Chinese food takeaway
Still
foods. I love
contain
them.
gluten.
Yes, and soya sauce contains gluten. What about oats? I'm not sure if
Not
you guys
possible
know.
to eat.
It has.
It's
Is that-
usually okay. Like it's oats itself, it would not have gluten in it, but because usually like the way it process it, I don't know, it can cross into what is it?
Cross-contaminate.
Yes, cross. Cross. I still cannot pronounce it. So there is like specific labeled packages for like gluten-free oats, and actually it's very easy to make like your at-home granola or something. And we will have actually like a second round for this nutrition fact. So in the next month. And I will try to bring actually like more on the practical side, like recipes, how can you survive with all of these problems. So now I'm just trying to introduce like the things that I think it's the base level for understanding the later part. So I'm pretty sure you know this mentes. So mentes means is like free from. She's a Hungarian teacher also here
Yes.
with us, and with another Hungarian beautiful lady. So they can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Judge me, please. And whenever you see mentes, okay, it's good because it's free from something. I think it's just like good for you to know if you go to a restaurant and you want to eat like something free from. It's if you see and it's not written in English, just good to know that mentes would be okay. It's free from, but still be aware and check out the place if it's really and I don't know if it's like separately packaged. What I would recommend is like if you go to a shop but still you don't have celiac and they have like two, let's say a bakery or like a cake shop or pastry shop, I would check like okay, is it in different like trays at least, because they write there okay it's gluten free, but they put next to it the one with gluten. So if you're that sensitive, like I don't know, you have to actually develop this spy eyes and just like
For ice cream, there is I start to see sugar mint as ice cream, but at the same time it has lactose because of milk, because they cannot produce it without. But it's good, at least we have.
You mean ice cream?
Sugar mint is ice cream.
Okay.
I
Do you
start-
have a freezer?
Yes.
Okay. What I recommend, coconut cream or any type of like I don't know, like whatever, like you like mango, let's say.
Yeah.
You put mango, but mixer.
Yes.
Put coconut cream, no sugar, no need sugar actually.
Yeah.
It's if the fruit is already like good, you can just put it in a mold, put it in the freezer, and you have your own ice cream. That's what like nowadays I'm using. Like I have a mold, a shaping mold, and I'm just like making my own ice cream. So I know actually what I'm eating.
Yes. Okay, nice.
And
nice,
it's
nice.
no, it's just like
So it
ideas,
will be
you know.
sugar free and it will be also lactose free.
Yeah, like coconut cream. Okay, still, you cannot always say no to everything, you know what I mean. So you're craving something, it's still better to take if you know.
Of course,
like,
with this hot weather,
yeah.
we see a lot of ice cream.
Okay, next
stuff
time
to come
maybe
to
we
mind.
need to make like an ice cream maker shop.
Yes.
Every time.
Yeah, every
Yes, yes.
time.
I
Oh
enjoy.
yeah. Okay, I just added this one here. So, like, let's say adalék mentes. Usually that's what I'm searching for also, and preservative free. This one I would also like add to my list. When it comes to Hungary, we have Bioshop. I think you've seen it with the green label. I would say also this like the best place, but it still like has plenty of
They have
like,
mix of things.
yes, mix of things. So the next session, what I'm trying to do, I would bring like labels. So what do we have to look inside like when we buy something? So I think that would be good because that's what I'm doing. Let's say we have two types of milk. It's already like, let's say, without. Okay, so it's lactose free and it's like, let's say it's vegan milk. And usually what they do have, preservatives, a lot of preservatives in it, stabilizers. And there is like only one brand that I could find that was without zero preservatives. Only one brand at all. That was actually the Bridge milk that I could find. And also in that one, like you need to search. It's an Italian brand. It's, I think, the price is kind of okay. If you think that, okay, I'm investing in my own health, it's better to buy that one than that Alpro. I hope you will not upload this and they will not sue me.
I will mute that part.
Thank you. Just kidding.
Alcohol
Okay.
does have
Huh?
preservatives. Alcohol does have preservatives.
Yes. So what I would say, it's in the same price range, and the bridge, it has actually like coconut milk. It has rice.
Bridge is the name of the brand.
Yes.
Okay.
So the bridge, and it's like an Italian brand. I can show actually like now a picture of it.
I